Howdy YouTube, my name's Ethanra, and welcome back to Kingdom Hearts Union Cross. Don't worry, this video will, hopefully, have less rambling than the last one. As far as the Summer Adventure Investigation is concerned, we should be at Waterfront Park, I believe it was called, something along those lines. We took us a little cruise, so we should be there. I'm kind of curious how a behemoth got here. I know the short answer is teleportation, but more like, how did a behemoth of all things get on this island and no one but us are actually doing something about it? Oh yeah, that reminds me, that's something I want to bring up. It didn't take Mog long to get distracted, did it? I wanted to make sure one of those challenges wasn't do not open chests, because we all know how bad I am with that particular one. Also, I think these Heartless right here are kind of cool in the sense that they're programmed to where, well, that makes it sound too technical. What I mean is, if you encounter those diver down Heartless when they're on dry land, they look like they're exhausted, tired. Funnily enough, it actually looks like they're having a hard time breathing. But if they're standing in water, they're all jumping around and energetic. I like the small touch in that. Okay then, moving on. I actually saw this coming. I just knew it was going to happen. But I'll take care of you in a moment. I have an investigation to continue. The shipwrecked shark also has a nice design. And speaking of designs, let me make sure I read that right. Yeah. Speaking of designs, I believe I mentioned this, but I guess I'll just go ahead and do it again because I don't play the story mode as often as I should, and I really do need to catch up on that video-wise. But anyway, I like how they're actually doing it more accurately in the Japanese version, where in the Japanese version, if you were about to fight a Heartless you've never seen before, it would just be a question mark, no information at all, so you just go into it completely blind. But in the North American version, they would just straight up tell you what the Heartless was, like this, and it was, what term do I want to use here? It wasn't disappointing, it wasn't annoying, it was more like anticlimactic. Yeah, that's the word for it. So I do like now how when you get to the boss Heartless in the story mode now, it's a question mark, so you really don't know what you're about to fight. Much more enjoyable. And I'll get to my point about what I said earlier when I said I should mention this. Don't worry, I won't forget. Oh, he brought a buddy. Also, I just noticed that, well, it's probably too late now. You have to go back and pause it. But the shark on the left, I forgot what that thing is called, the blue one. I never noticed it before because I was too distracted by its overall appearance. But did you notice the red eyes on the blue shark head? I thought I had 3 wishes. Anyway, the blue shark had red eyes that looked a lot like unversed eyes. Wait a minute, did I still have Lady Luck? You know, that's annoying because now we have to see the cutscene and I did it wrong. Yeah, that's what I thought. I don't know what happened. Let me see. Okay, that's what happened. When I closed it out, it went backwards. Also, since that actually happened, I might as well go and say this. I remember in a video past where I mentioned something along the lines of how if I had extra attack power on Violet, it'll raise my stats to like 8 or something. Obviously, I was wrong because the stats only go to 7, not 8. But you all should hopefully have gotten my point. But yeah, look, right there. See? Don't those look like unversed eyes? And the only reason why I call them eyes and not marks like on the rest of his body is because the purple one, that's where its eyes would be. But you see, those are bandaged up, crossed out even. So it stands to reason the ones on this one are its eyes too. But they look like unversed eyes, not heartless eyes. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Okay, so like I said, it's not so bad. At least you got to see what I was talking about. Okay. I'll try to be more careful in the future. Oh yes, now I remember. I was gonna beat this thing. Yeah, you thought I forgot about you, didn't you? Gonna go and interrupt my session, which I'm gonna blame you for making me not pay attention to what Keyblade I had on. If that hadn't happened, I wouldn't have gotten distracted so easily, would I? But yeah, so what I was saying was I'm really hoping that when I do get around to pulling for the Incredibles banner before it goes away, obviously, like I said, I really do want to get another Violet because of all the defense boosts she gives. And I always try to have some kind of defense-related medal on my kit just for general purpose. But if I can also get Miss Incredible, I'll do it the opposite way then. If I can get Miss Incredible to replace HD Sora here, I think that'd be pretty great. How's she not popping up? There we go. She, well, let me back out so you can see it better. There you go. But look at what she actually does. That's really cool. Also, she does, unfortunately, continue on. I'm going to stop complaining about it at some point, I promise, but her attack animation is the exact same of some of the other medals we've seen. The 3-hit one, the one that, like, Xehanort, or rather, young Xehanort has. I think Trick Attack Riku has. I forgot. Trick Impulse, I think is what the attack is called, is the exact same attack, just slightly different color. So that's unfortunate. But that's all the more reason why I praise Violet's for being different. But yeah, if I already have Violet, but if she has extra attack power, even better. If she doesn't, then in that case, I hope I get Miss Incredible, because Violet doing what she does and Miss Incredible will make me nearly unkillable. I was fighting I call it the Infernape ripoff Heartless, the one that looks so much like that Pokemon Infernape. You know that thing is notorious for how strong it is. And I actually fought it twice. Once was to see... once was to see how much damage it did when I didn't have any defense medals on at all, just sheer attack power. And it did, let me think, I think it did around either 13 or 12, probably 13, but 13 million damage with no defense or lowering its attacks at all. Actually, I take that back, because I had the Kyrie medal on, so I did lower its attack, and it still did about 13 million. But then when I went in there with Violet and Miss Incredible, and of course Kyrie, basically the exact same kit I have on right now, just throw in Miss Incredible as the friend medal, and it went from 13 million to like 13,000. Of course, that still wasn't survivable by my HP, but I've had HP where I'm around 10,000 and 11. It's something around that. It's not practical because the medals I would have to do that for aren't worth it. But if I could get things like this, getting some HP plus, and of course this, getting some HP plus, and then of course if I get Miss Incredible, and you know she has the same room just like this, then I would like that a lot. Because I play differently than most people. I don't want to be using the strongest thing with the best optimal whatever, because that'll make it boring, because then there'd be no reason to diversify. You would just use the strongest kit because it's the strongest kit. There is no reason outside of that. I want to play my own way and still be effective. That being said, if I had, let's say, 15k HP Violet medal, and here would be my Miss Incredible medal, that would be pretty solid. I think I'd be effectively unkillable. I would really like to try that out, but we'll have to wait and see. Thank you all for tuning in, and I will see you around.